Oh, hello. I'm on the top of Manhattan. Actually, yeah, the very top of Manhattan Island. Uh, the Hudson River is over there, and that's a little body of water, Spuyten Duyvil, that separates Manhattan from the Bronx. And you can see it's a really foggy day. I just wanted to come on because I forgot a couple of things about the David McGowan book, Weird Scenes. Like, he has a chapter about New Wave and about Miles Copeland, a senior Miles Copeland, and his children, Ian Copeland, Stuart Copeland, and Miles Copeland Jr. These are the people of my generation, and they ended up he was a real CIA guy, so he's down with Wild Bill Donovan and all that stuff in the very beginnings of the CIA. He's like stationed in the Middle East, part of getting rid of Mossadegh and in Iran and all these coups and all this really regime change coup thing that the CIA is doing. So that's Miles Copeland Sr. So he has three sons, and they go on to become very pivotal in the punk rock scene, mainly in England. And one of them actually founds IRS Records. They manage all these bands. They started newspapers about the scene, and the punk rock thing was really quite political as well, particularly with bands like The Clash, which is the main political band, and actually probably my favorite of the scene of those sort of punkish bands. So yeah, so that is a very interesting connection that all these kids of the CIA guy are actually involved with, creating all these punk rock new wave scene. Okay, as well as Stuart Copeland, the one of the sons, I think the youngest son or whatever, is was involved in the police. He was one of the three members of the police, as we may well know. Also, there's a chapter about Harry Houdini, because it is alleged that Harry Houdini had a house in Laurel Canyon when he was out in L.A. making a few movies, like around 1919. Around there, he made some movies in Hollywood in which he starred, and so he had a house out there. He goes on to talk about Harry Houdini, about how Harry Houdini had a very interesting, unusual start to his career. He was just sort of a regular vaudeville magician. And then he had this mysterious meeting with the Chicago police guy. And then next day, his picture was in the paper. And then he's like headlining and becomes a star like overnight. So once again, this overnight stardom, because of as he did in the previous things about the rock bands of the '60s, how they got signed to record labels so quickly, maybe because of connections somehow. Well, this implies that Harry Houdini then went on a world tour. Right after that, went on this tour of Europe. So it is implied that being a performer, he could travel here and there, and he could meet dignitaries and high-level people, and not be a suspect for anything. Is why he's traveling around so much. So the idea is that a magician is a perfect person to be a spy, and actually he gives some presidents, some previous people who were spies, who were actually magicians. So he implies that Harry Houdini was actually a spy, and through his career, he was involved with intelligence. Then there's an odd chapter about the serial killer. That's the epilogue about a particular serial killer. I didn't really see how that connected to anything. He sort of had connections to Laurel Canyon, but yeah, I don't know. So anyway, that's a couple of things I wanted to make up for forgetting, because sometimes I do these things and I forget what I wanted to say, and then I think about it later, and so I wonder what should I do? Should I get pull the thing down and do a re-edit, adding the new material? But this time I just went for, well, what the hell? I'll just do a part two. Actually, it's my channel anyway. I mean, I can do whatever I want to do within the parameters of YouTube, Google Alphabet, of course.